TGC Requiem here, back with match 4, Legacy Elves vs Eldrazi. Um, right now we're 1 and 2 in matches, 2 and 5 in games. It's very close though. Probably, well, I shouldn't say probably. Definitely some misplays. Um, I think this is fine. I think we can keep this. Not the most explosive, but it does give us a turn 1 Quirion Ranger being able to go into a turn 2 Dryad Arbor if we need to. So opponent and I are just kind of jamming Elves versus Eldrazi just to see how the matchup plays out. I have never played, I shouldn't say I've never played against Eldrazi. In Legacy, because I've not been playing much Legacy lately, Eldrazi has become popular and I have not played against it. My buddy has it, and so we wanted to see how the matchup went. We did play like one match last night just to get a little bit of a feel, but I was playing Chaos Elves, not this version. And we're going to run out the Quirion Ranger. Here comes a Chalice on 1. This is brutal. But we kind of prepared for this. Do we want to go Catacombs? So we'll use the next foothills to go get a Dryad Arbor, most likely. Thought Not Seer. Enjoy picking your choice of 1-drops that I can't cast anyway. Yeah, I am certainly not every match they're going to have Chalice on turn 1. But they do have, what, I think 12 soul lands that can cast Chalice on turn 1, or they can Lotus Petal, so they really have like 16 ways of getting actually a lot more scenarios then, because then if you consider the 1-drop lands with a Lotus Petal, they can still get Chalice off that. So long as they have Chalice in their opening hand, there is a fair shot that they have you boned to the wall before the games even start. If they don't, that's a different story. So we could tap for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 next turn. We really need like a Green Sun Zenith here. Natural Order. These are the cards we're looking for. Oh my gosh. Dang. Totally zoning out here. And there it is. very least we're going to be forcing some chumps, but with the trample, we're at what, 8, 4, 12, 16. So it definitely creates a chump block situation where he has to double block. He can trade for one of the creatures, but that leaves him on the back foot for sure. Also requires him to not be able to use Ancient Tomb after this turn. So if I were him, I would probably take out the Quirion Ranger. Yeah. So he cannot use Brushland for any colored mana, can't use Ancient Tomb, he's off of Dismember. And if he doesn't get a creature down, he's dead. I suppose he could have Warping Whale to buy him a turn off the Visionary. All his dust? No, it's because he can't cast the Ancient Tomb. So Reality Smasher. So is he going to do Reality Smasher and then not attack? That's not something you see every day. So we just have to get wide enough. So we should get a Dryad Arbor, and assuming he doesn't draw anything too crazy, we should get that last point of damage through to get one here. Alright, so we got this one. Back to 1-0 in this game. Be on the draw game 2. Not sure. I've not been doing Cabal Therapy. I wonder if there's any. Oh no, see, it just kind of leads into the whole 2 mana. Or these 1 you don't want to have too many 1 mana spells. I think we cut down to just the 1 glimpse. I'm definitely bringing in the Scavenging Ooze and Abrupt Decay, Reclamation Sage, the Progenitus. We definitely can consider Thoughtseize here on the draw. Just hoping he doesn't hit a Chalice on turn 1 again. Cut a Crater Hoof. Cut a Heritage Druid. And I think no, we really want to keep 1 in there. I don't want to lose too many creatures. Visionary is almost too slow, but we still need him. I think. we're actually going to cut 2 symbiotes and a Quirion Ranger. So the reason we're doing this is we do kind of want Heritage Druid. In fact, Nightingale Sentinel may even be... The Heritage Druid might actually be better than the Nightingale Sentinel here. The reason being is that we're trying to get to Natural Order as soon as possible. So maximizing on our Heritage Druids, actually, the more games we played out, that is actually probably better to try and hit that. It's also subject to more removal, but kind of what can you do? Wow. I just don't know that this is acceptable. If we weren't facing Chalice on 1, I might be willing to give this a shot. Yeah, I think we're going to keep this one. That's definitely going to the bottom. We're going to hope to get a Wirewood Symbiote down turn 1 here. The hate is real, folks. Like I said, so many different ways to get it. Now, okay, so I was going to go Symbiote there, but since we drew the Heritage Druid, we're actually going to play the Heritage Druid. And again, I'm playing Cavern here over the Pendelhaven just because Eldrazi and Miracles are up to like 28% or something like that of the online meta. So I'm expecting some removal here. I smell Warping Whale. Yeah. So we'll plan on Abrupt Decay the next turn, and then we might be in business. Double Abrupt Decay. Things are getting interesting. So he's got the hate, but we've got the answers this game. Alright, so here comes the warping. Oh, no, okay, so dismember, which is fine. So we get to play Wirewood Symbiote and Abrupt Decay next turn. So Abrupt Decay into Wirewood Symbiote. So here comes the Thought-Knot Seer. I'd assume he's going to take one of the Abrupt Decays, but it's also quite possible he goes for the Symbiote. The reason I suspect he takes the Abrupt Decay is, well, I don't know. See, if he knows we can Abrupt Decay and Wirewood Symbiote, I think he takes the Symbiote and then just leaves us with one creature. Yeah. And then we're just going to pass. Now this allows us to handle a Umezawa's Jite if he tries to play and equip it this turn. Alright, so we're going to blow this puppy up now. Probably should have waited to do that until after combat. Just kind of sloppy play. So now we have access to Deathrite activation to gain life, to drain him of life, or Abrupt Decay. So he's playing to an all his dust right now, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have access to 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana next turn, so we could hardcast a Craterhoof under the current scenario. Alright, what do we got coming down? Alright, so he's gonna try and kill the other one. Or he's going to kill the other one, not try. He's gonna exile it. Is there value in killing it? We can drain 2, 2. No, I don't think there's any value to be gained from killing it. Oh man, if he has it right now, that would be huge. City of Traders. So thought he might have and be playing towards a 1, 8, 5. We can do 3. I think right now we just save the Visionary to block. No, I think wait. No. Because if he has Reality Smasher the next turn, yep, we want to be able to block that. Or block the Thought-Knot Seer then, in that scenario. Alright, so he's like, that's enough of that. No, he still has a land in hand. Top deck wars. We can double block here, but I think that's gonna about wrap it up for game 2. Can't really think of a scenario here. Even if we were to say play a... I mean, I suppose we would... No, we might be able to if we drew a Scooze straight up. Extend this. That's really our only option. We could potentially gain enough life, but it's gonna just die anyway, though. What do we got here? World Breaker? Alright, so draw a card. Yeah. Alrighty. So, match status 1-1. We'll be on the play this time, so we're actually gonna cut the Thoughtseize. You know, it's possible we could go Cabal Therapy and try and get him, but I just feel like the odds are too high with the Chalice of the Void. Give us something good. This is decent, I think. Is this decent? Turn 1 Nettle Sentinel. Or Birchlore Ranger. Chalice. Go get something. Cradle for 2. I'm gonna try this. So the plan is go to turn 1 Nettle Sentinel. Um, if Chalice comes down, we have Cradle into Zenith for really whatever we want there. Probably Deathrite Shaman. So considering I have not seen a single Wasteland, I'm no longer worried about this. I've had moments of fear, but I just haven't seen it enough. You know, he could turn 1 Thought-Knot Seer if he were to do double Lotus Petal with like a City of Traders. Let's just do a Chalice on 1. Sounds good. I should have a little Chalice counter down here, like how many times Chalice came up and how many times it was on turn 1. So I think we want Deathrite Shaman here, right? No, we probably want Wirewood Symbiote. And then if we draw into a... yeah, I think that's what we want. Then if we draw into a Visionary, we can actually do something with it. Granted, we are almost 100% certain this will just die, but what are you going to do? Alright, and then another land to come down, probably causing the City of Traders to blow up. Doesn't look like it. So either he's missing a land drop, or he's just waiting until the next turn. Okay, so this is valuable. Let me think this through real quick. If we go Cradle for 2, it doesn't really matter, right? So if I go Cradle for 2, black, that leaves me 1 up. Play the Virtual Ranger, use the Nettle Sentinel to cast the Heritage Druid, and this would still leave me the Misty Rainforest to go get a Dryad Arbor. So that's what we're going to do. Alright, what do we got going on over here? Yeah, I almost feel like, I don't know, I guess I'd have to look at the rest of the meta, but I wonder if it's time to move up to 4 Abrupt Decay. I wonder what other impacts Eldrazi is having in the format. Unfortunately, I've not been playing a ton of Legacy. So maybe a Matter Reshaper here. Possibly Displacer. Displacer seems, I guess it's okay. Looks like a Reshaper. Oh, Endless one. Okay. can just... Yeah, so he just didn't even attack because he knows I could just block. And I apparently hit F4 instead of F2, as I did not get my Dryad Arbor. Sweetness. Suppose there's no reason to rush out and do it anyway, but still. Is there any value in attacking into just to get this Scavenging Ooze bigger? I don't think so. It's possible we could have waited for a little more attrition with Double Cradle. We could have played the Scavenging Ooze and loaded it up all in one turn. Throwing it out there right now is probably a little reckless and useless. There's really no value to it being on the battlefield right now. I mean, potentially it makes his attacks a little weaker because he has to consider the fact that I could use the blocks to make my Scavenging Ooze bigger intentionally. But where we are right now, we're tapping for 5, 6, 7, 8 mana next turn, not including Heritage Druid. Assuming the Dryad Arbor lives. I also think I am going to plan on popping Heritage Druid back to my hand at the end of this turn. Just in case we draw into one of those glimpses. That would give us 2 creature plays. Triple Cradle. So if he draws into a land, he could have a pretty big attack coming through. This is going to be the saddest Thought-Knot Seer ever. Just need to draw into some gas. Green Sun Zenith. Yeah, so we're almost certainly chump blocking here to help feed the scoos. I think he's just kind of thinking, is there any value? He knows that it feeds the scoos. Alright, so if we block in a manner like so, we would have, and we return the Heritage Druid to hand, we're going to have 3, 4, 8. Yeah, I actually like these blocks. And then we're just going to bounce the Heritage Druid back to hand. And then we get to eat a lot. Alright, so Heritage Druid, Heritage Druid. And I think we can we attack if he plays the guy? He gets a 5/5 plus. So if he plays a Reality Smasher next turn, he's got 15, 19, of which 5's getting through. We could chump a couple, eat the scoos. Yeah, I think we actually take a chance and attack here. Because we're certainly not going to block with scoos. See no reason he would get into the graveyard anyway, but whatever. Alright, so Abrupt Decay. can we do here? If we attack in, we kill him, he double, he may go to triple block, he might go to double block. Yeah, we gotta just pass here. If he goes to dismember, we can, in response, abrupt decay his creature and then eat it, which would put Scooz out of range. I also just don't want to run out the abrupt decay unnecessarily. So I think we're kind of just hoping he makes a big old Reality Smasher attack here with everything. That is like the biggest bang for our buck. So you can just attack for 19 and try and put the pressure on me. I can currently trade Thought-Knot Seer, but if he doesn't attack with Thought-Knot Seer, then we easily just abrupt decay the Mimic and block the Reality Smasher for the blowout. Do we have another Dread Arbor? Yeah. So he's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he's within range for a, with the right land, he could do a All Is Dust. Can't imagine he would attack here. I mean, I suppose if he's wanting to allow me to make my scavenging ooze bigger than his creatures. Right, so I could actually get 3 creatures here. Don't even need that many. He's in the tank. I mean, as it is, there's no way we're attacking into that board state. Unless one of those creatures is tapped. And in that case, we are. Alright, Reclamation Sage, which really doesn't do a whole lot here. Yeah, I don't think there's anything for me to do here. Uh-oh, here comes the All Is Dust. Here it comes. Hmm. I see your chalice. I was getting close to being able to start using Eye of Ugin to go search for creatures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Activate Eldrazi abilities, but Eye of Ugin is not an Eldrazi ability. Oh, Natural Order. that should be game. No, he's got the Warping Whale. Sure. We're going to have to just start attacking here shortly. Hey, we got there. Alright, so we got the third one here. So that makes the match status 2-1. And the status here goes to 4, 6, and 2, 2. So very tight. I feel like it's a little bit of an uphill battle for Elves. It's basically how it feels. Doesn't play. It's a super grindy game. So we'll see if maybe we can get one more in here for a best of 5, and we'll be back hopefully.